My name is Kalechi Iwanyu.
Hello, my name is Dylan Nonosian.
My name is Sidra Tahir.
My name is Ryan McFarland.
Hello, my name is Andrea Quesada.
My name is Destiny Workman.
My name is Darius Hardy.
My name is Natoya Walker-Minor.
My name is Kimberly Hill.
My name is Shelby Bayless. I'm a junior here at the University of Charleston, and I want to leave our future better off than when I found it.
Education is always the best way to become more informed about the society that you live in. I believe that this generation can help this country make progress towards racial equality and social justice reform by making it a point to educate ourselves on the effects of 400 years of systematic oppression and dehumanizing treatment.
Throughout my time here at UC, I have witnessed strong leadership qualities among my peers. I am convinced that we, the students at the University of Charleston, have the capability to make progress toward a world that respects and loves all.
There is a famous phrase that says that you cannot judge someone until you walk a mile in their shoes. Everybody comes from different backgrounds and has different experiences, so it is not fair to judge them by their physical appearance.
As our country moves forward towards social equality, as leaders we must consider the following. The acronym forms ABCDE. A. Accountability. Holding people and entities accountable for their actions.
I feel as though this generation of college students can help our nation make progress towards racial equality and social justice reform by, just recognizing the struggles that each and every one of us go through on a daily basis, whether it be because of skin color or situational circumstance.
It's easy to denounce racism as a word. It's easy to say that slavery was evil and that Martin Luther King Jr. was a hero. It's harder to acknowledge racism in our everyday lives. It's harder to call out your racist uncle because you're afraid of ruining Thanksgiving.
B. Bold. Have courage to stand up for what's right, even if it's not popular. C. Considerate. Understanding of others and putting oneself in their shoes.
I believe that it is our duty as the educated members of society to challenge the outdated beliefs that people hold and make them understand that ignorance is not bliss. What we can do is use social media as our communications channels. We can sign petitions, we can donate to organizations, and then through social media, we can literally send those petitions and donation links to anybody in the world. Anybody that we know would be willing to sign up and would be willing to donate, and we can help the Black Lives Matter movement through this.
Students must use our voices and our academic intellect to critically examine the systems of oppression that continue to plague our society. That takes courage, that takes boldness, that takes a commitment to examine where there is error and to correct that.
We need to be aware of the effects that it's had on the Black community and how it still affects the Black people of America today. Through unfiltered conversation about racial inequality and open communication between students about racial issues, I believe that we can come to a better understanding about the people around us.
D. Diversity. Everyone is not the same, despite the different categories that we're all grouped into. We must embrace people's differences as strengths rather than ostracizing them.
One of the most important things that you can learn to do is to be able to embrace the diversity around you. When you go into the workforce, it's more than likely that you will be working with somebody who doesn't look like you, more than likely doesn't think like you, and may not even be speaking the same language that you are. So being able to understand that individual's concerns, their struggles, as well as any of the plights they may be going through, will help you to better understand and grasp the more complicated and complex issues going on in the world around us.
We at UC are blessed in that we are beautifully diverse. Our campus is comprised of different backgrounds, experiences, and viewpoints. Yet we don't let those differences deter us. Rather, they unite us. Together we form athletic teams, collaborate on projects, and present award-winning ideas. There's a common knowledge among the students that tie all of these instances together. It's this: each person has something they bring to the table, and this table is accessible to all.
UC is the best place to practice this at because there are people from different backgrounds willing to share their stories with you, and you can learn a lot from them.
As students, we must focus on educating ourselves so that we may be able to have a robust discussion about what is right and what is wrong. Equipped with this knowledge, we may challenge the unjust status quo and be the generation that enacted policy and societal values that uphold justice in all forms.
Naturally, in a perfect world, skin color is not supposed to be an issue, but as we all know, we are far from perfect. I believe there needs to be recognition of that fact and the burden that comes with it. And once that recognition is there, I feel as though more and more individuals will be willing to listen, empathize, and understand the problem and be willing to fix it, hopefully leading us to a better future.
And finally, E, educate. It's our responsibility to be educated and to educate others. As Bill Gates once said, power comes not from knowledge kept, but from knowledge shared.
Racism is harder to acknowledge when it's not some evil force out there in the world to battle, but rather an implicit voice in the back of our own minds that we're afraid and ashamed to acknowledge.
As college students, we need to take on the role, and we need to actually advocate for change, and we need to be a part of the change. I want to make sure that me and my fellows at the University of Charleston are on the right side of history. So I urge all of you, look up facts, look up statistics, understand that racially motivated police brutality is a thing, and it is happening right now. If you cannot protest, that is okay. As I said before, you can donate and you can sign petitions and you can spread word.
James Baldwin said, everything that we face cannot be changed, but we can't change anything until we face it. We must use our voices as instruments of power, instruments to eradicate the challenges that make people feel less than. We must unify. That takes intention.
Now is the time for us all to be leaders, the newest members in the fight for social justice and racial equality. It is up to us to achieve what is right and drastically needed for healing the divisions within our nation and our society.
We all need to look inside of ourselves and see that each and every one of us are human beings who just want the best chance in life and who want to live without the fear of what might happen to us simply because of the color of our skin. Silence at a time like this is damaging, and to be silent is to be complicit.
The students at UC will affect change by ensuring that we not only practice inclusivity and unity on campus, but we extend these ideals to our families, friends, and communities.
The world we are striving to build 20 to 30 years from now is the world that you will more than likely be leading yourself. So being able to get involved and tackle the issues that you see now that you don't want to see exist in the world of tomorrow is one of the most important things that you can do.
So if I have any advice for my cohort about how to be better, it's to learn. Learn about disparities in education that Black and minority people face. Learn about how the coronavirus disproportionately impacts people of color due to disparities in healthcare. Learn about disproportionate rates at which Black individuals are incarcerated. And then maybe address concerns like these before you question whether the next name we all hear on the news was resisting arrest.
And if you can even get through to one person, that is better than zero. We are erasing ignorance one by one.
We must intentionally challenge our family, our friends, when we hear them or anything that they say or intimate that is against a different people. We must embrace our differences as our strength in this country.
I challenge all students to take an active role in removing hate from our society and to become the leaders we so desperately need in achieving this goal.
If we look to 1 Timothy 4:11 and 12 in the Bible, we see, "Get the word out, teach all these things, and don't let anyone put you down because you're young. Teach believers with your life, by word, by demeanor, by love, by faith, by integrity." Much like this scripture, this generation of college students at UC must lead by example.
I would like to say to everybody who is watching this video, if you can vote, please go out and do so. That is where your real power lies.
In order to grow, first we have to change. Recognizing the need for change and then acting on it is how the University of Charleston, the state of West Virginia, and the country grows. But first we have to take the opportunity.
We must be willing to have the very difficult conversations, uncomfortable conversations, in fact, because we know that those conversations will lead to greater understanding, greater empathy, greater awareness of how we can move forward as a country.
Golden Eagles, let us use our voices to ensure that all people are treated with the love and respect God created us with, and Jesus proved to us on the cross and in his resurrection.
It could be you choosing to sign a petition. It could be you choosing to attend a protest. It could be you simply choosing to let an individual know that the way they're treating somebody, speaking to somebody, is inappropriate.
It's time for us to really communicate and to speak out against what's wrong. and to hold each other accountable. We need to educate ourselves on the harsh realities of America's past and extinguish the presumptions, harsh generalizations, and stereotypes we choose to believe about one another so that we can effectively move this nation towards racial equality and social justice reform.
Brene Brown said, in order to have empathy, you must understand it as those that are oppressed say it impacts them. We must use our power to right the wrongs of our history. We have the opportunity. We must do it. We have to do this in order to breathe.
Enlightened living is a key pillar of our mission. Our students' voices provide all of us with deeper awareness and understanding of racial inequality and social injustice from their point of view. One of the great things about a university is being part of a culture where learning is valued. And we can all learn from our next generation of leaders, just as they learn from their professors. A university is an important place to explore the painful past of racial inequality. Our students' voices are an example of the power of education. Extinguishing stereotypes will serve all of us well. College students need to advocate for change and create our future history. Changes come when students are courageous and use their voices, and when we listen to what they have to say. This is but one small example of today's students using their voices as constructive instruments of power. All generations must embrace difficult conversations. Today's generation is eager to promote a spirit of love and acceptance. They know that silence is dangerous. Their words today provide inspiration to us all. I thank them for being part of the discussion here at UC.